No, there's
All right.
apparently it's not transparent
Moving
enough.
on,
'Cause
we have, I'm looking for a motion for a substitution on the item A. Do I have a second?
public comment
Roll call.
is probably going to be very interesting.
It's the one that
This is the planning
it's just the
commission.
updated version of it. You should have a copy of it. Okay, the difference in it, it just clarifies some of it. It also changes the length of the terms. The moving it from 5 to 7 is the same. This was based upon staff recommendation after doing research on what other cities that are our size or close to our size are doing. So we've got a motion and we've got a second. Is there any more discussion before we vote on the substitution? Call roll, please.
Sanders. Broderick. Lilly. Harmon. Williams. Wade. Brooks. Thomas.
You have before you an ordinance to expand the Sherwood City Planning Commission to 7 members, expanding the membership of the Board of Zoning Adjustment, declaring an emergency, and for other purposes. If you'll hang on just, yes ma'am. Do I have a motion to bring this to the floor? We just did for the substitution.
That brings it to the floor.
Okay, then yes, open it to discussion. Ms. Williams? I'm sorry, Councilmember Williams.
Colleagues from the council, I have a personal thing with regard to having all of our ordinances nowadays have the word emergency on them. I know Ms. Brooks and I certainly have been to Arkansas Municipal League training, and it's one of the things that continue to say to us that make sure that when you use the emergency part of the statute, you're using it because it has to happen within the 30-day limit. I'm seeing that we've gotten in a habit of being sloppy with that, using them way too much, so I do not think this one is a good example of what is an emergency, whether it's 5 or 7 this month, next month, or the third month, doesn't really matter. So I just want us to be cautious of that, and hope that we would remove emergency from some of these and maybe most of these tonight.
I agree.
Thank you.
I
And
agree.
the emergency clause only comes into effect if it passes through the 3 readings as
But
well.
I'd like it to be modified tonight, and the emergency clause removed right now, on the second reading, whenever it gets read the next time.
Is that a motion?
Then you need to make a motion to strike.
Second.
Strike emergency clause. From the body and the last paragraph. Yes, sir. Charlie, second.
Call on the amendment.
Sanders.
Aye.
Broderick. Lilly.
Aye.
Harmon.
Aye.
Williams. Wade.
Aye.
Brooks. Thomas. That appears, Ms. Charlotte, in both the title and section 4.
That's the first reading, as amended. An ordinance to expand the Sherwood City Planning Commission to 7 members, expanding the membership of the Board of Zoning Adjustment. That is the first reading as amended. Any discussion?
So this is to change the vote, so the.
Correct. So basically, the same people serve on both. The meetings occur one and then the other. So that way you're not bringing in other people, and that's how it's always been done in Sherwood.
And so then what happens to the bylaws? They will address that later, because I think there's updated bylaws that say it takes 3 votes to pass. It's not necessarily on the
Sure,
board.
they'll have to come up, that's when the planning commission meets again, they'll have to do an update
On the
on
bylaws.
Is there a reason it needs to, do we need to read it 3 times tonight?
No.
Is there, what was the reason it went to 7?
I'd like that.
James, would you like to?
I knew it was over there in the corner for a reason. I don't.
Yes, it's really to broaden representation on the board. Sometimes there's some difficulty getting a quorum, so getting it to 7, we'd only need 1 additional person to establish quorum. Additionally, a lot of surrounding communities within central Arkansas and northwest Arkansas tend to have a larger number of folks, and so having broader representation.
If you're saying having a hard time getting 3 there, James, and having a hard time getting 4 there, I mean, I'm a mathematician, that,
You add 2 more people, doesn't matter.
But you got 2 of them to get that one out of.
You had 3 more people to get one person to show.
maybe we need to select that.
Have we been having an issue with quorum?
Occasionally, but not super often.
These are working people that have jobs in line.
I will say, Shelby did the research on it, and they could find no fewer than 7. We've had 5 for the entire time in which we've had the planning commission, and Sherwood's grown a lot, and this really broadens out the voices and the opinions on the planning commission.
I don't think it's ever bad to involve more citizens into the governance of the city. And that's what we're doing here, is we're going to bring more citizens in on a very important
Residents.
residence.
Is there any reason that this is the only commission or committee in the entire city that does not have a city council representative on it?
I believe
I
that's.
don't think they're allowed by statute, yeah.
Statute.
Okay,
It's against state law.
That's why I asked the question.